Welcome to This Just In, a weekly news show highlighting the people and events in Newport News Public Schools. 2021 has been quite a year. Virtual learning, social distancing, hybrid learning, wearing masks, and finally returning to in-person learning. With our last episode of 2021, let's take a look back at the stories that defined this past year. In late February and early March, pandemic restrictions loosened, allowing Newport News Public Schools to welcome students back for in-person learning. This was an exciting time for students, educators, and families. Since almost a year ago, students haven't set foot in a Newport News classroom because of the ongoing global pandemic and statewide restrictions. But on Monday, February 22nd, 3,000 students in pre-kindergarten to third grade, along with special education students and English language learners, took a huge step, celebrating their first day of school by returning to in-person hybrid learning. At each school, educators went to great measures to enhance safety protocols, social distancing, and cleaning procedures to create a safe environment for students and staff. Even with masked faces, students and teachers were obviously excited to be in the same classroom together after so many months interacting through a computer screen. And since many students are still learning virtually, our hardworking teachers are dedicated to teaching and supporting all of their students, no matter where learning takes place. During the week of March 8th, all grades in Newport News Public Schools returned to their school buildings for in-person hybrid learning. And students and educators couldn't mask their smiles and excitement to once again be together for learning. Early in the week, 4th and 5th grade students completed the elementary school transition to hybrid learning, while middle and high schools welcomed students on Monday and Thursday, with different groups of scholars swapping days between in-person and remote learning at home. To make in-person learning a safe reality for students and staff, all NNPS employees played a vital role in ensuring safe transportation, clean classrooms, and healthy food options, along with effectively implementing new safety guidelines. Even though it may feel like a new start to the school year, this return to in-person instruction is a necessary continuation of the great teaching and hard work our dedicated teachers have provided students over the last few months. With learning now taking place at schools and many students continuing to succeed through virtual learning, students across Newport News have more options to fit their family schedules and personal styles of learning. No amount of restrictions could hinder the creative growth and artistic expression of our students and teachers. In March, students across the city celebrated Youth Art Month and Music in Our Schools Month. In recognition of Youth Art Month, 2 virtual art exhibits showcase student artwork in elementary and secondary schools. Online and across social media, these virtual presentations replace the annual Newport News Public Schools art show that normally takes place in person. But even online, the students' talents, skills, and unparalleled imagination shone brightly. And beyond the student artists, it was evident that our highly skilled and devoted art teachers haven't let a pandemic quench their creative influence. Through the difficulties and challenges of distance learning, art teachers at all grade levels have effectively drawn every ounce of talent out of these budding artists for all to see and enjoy. Meanwhile, student musicians are able to shine during Music in Our Schools Month. A number of schools recorded individual and collaborative performances of their talented musicians, including bands, choruses, guitar ensembles, and orchestras. All of the performances were then collected into one impressive virtual concert video. Posted on YouTube and shared across social media, this musical compilation brilliantly showcases student talents across the city, as well as the dedication of the musical educators who spur them on to greatness, no matter what form of learning takes place. As the 2020-2021 school year came to a close, Schools were recognized for their youth development efforts and generosity when giving back to our community in creative and meaningful ways. Students at 8 Newport News Public Schools used creativity, engineering skills, and teamwork to help collect food for local families. For the 10th year, the Youth Volunteer Corps of Hampton Roads hosted the Can Structure Competition. Because of statewide restrictions, the format of this annual event was adapted to include a virtual option and allow teams to build at their own sites. Before the donations could be delivered to the Virginia Peninsula Food Bank, teams were able to design and build their own impressive themed structures made out of non-perishable canned goods. 16 teams from across Hampton Roads competed in the friendly competition, which raised over 10,000 pounds of food and almost $800 in monetary gifts. All 8 NNPS student teams were recognized for their generous efforts. Point Option High School placed second among teams who gathered together to build their structures, while Heritage High School placed first in the same category. The 5800 family was also recognized for collecting the most food in the competition this year. Among the teams who competed virtually, by working together through Zoom meetings to create a digital representation of the structure, Riverside Elementary won first place and Minchville High was runner-up. Newsom Park, Saunders, and Sedgefield Elementary Schools, along with Hines Middle School, all received superlative awards for teamwork, excellence, and outstanding fundraising efforts. Through all of these accomplishments, students, teachers, and families proved their willingness and abilities to help others in our local community. As the school year came to a close, 5 Newport News Public Schools were honored for their efforts to promote a positive school culture. Nelson, Riverside, and Sedgefield Elementary Schools, along with Hines Middle and Warwick High, were the winners of the prestigious Stand Award. This is the highest honor earned by schools for demonstrating a commitment to student involvement, encouraging professional development for educators, creating opportunities for students to build leadership skills, and promoting a positive school culture by discouraging bullying and harassment. Based on these 4 qualifications, a diverse committee of independent reviewers scored all submissions, with these 5 schools earning top grades. Throughout the school year, each of these schools went above and beyond in their efforts to creatively keep students, staff, and families engaged. Whether it was online or safely in person, these schools are committed to offering opportunities and resources to ensure students reach their fullest potential, academically, socially, and emotionally. The Stand Prize Patrol personally visited each school and surprised school leaders and staff with the exciting news. Schools received a banner to proudly hang, along with fun gifts to recognize their ongoing efforts. Nelson and Riverside Elementary are now 3-time winners of the Stand Award. Warwick has earned the award twice, while Sedgefield and Hines are both first-time winners this year. And Sedgefield's principal, Jackie Barber, is the first school leader to earn the Stand Award at 2 different schools. Congratulations to each of these schools as they continue preparing students to be world leaders and contributing citizens. And in September, a new school year began, filled with hopes of promising opportunities and new experiences for our students. With much anticipation and excitement, students arrived at school last week to kick off the 2021-2022 school year. Behind masked faces were an abundance of smiles as educators greeted students, some of which haven't been in a school building for over a year. But it wasn't just our school staff welcoming students. Community partners, city leaders, faith-based organizations, and energetic college students all played an important role to make the return to school memorable. At Woodside High School, Tommy Riemann Jr., founder and CEO of City on My Chest, a national apparel brand, helped create a festive mood for students arriving on the first day. City on My Chest handed out raffle tickets to students as they entered the school, and Tommy Riemann selected the winning numbers during the school's morning announcements, with chances to win great prizes to start the school year in style. At a number of schools, community partners and faith-based organizations play an important role throughout the school year, by supporting teachers, donating school supplies, and mentoring students. These same groups were overjoyed to be in person on the first day of school. At Jenkins Elementary, First Baptist Church Morrison welcomed students, while at Palmer Elementary, Denby Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated treated teachers and staff to coffee and donuts. The Brothers of Psi Upsilon at Christopher Newport University have a long-standing relationship with the students and staff at Heidenwood Elementary. The community-focused fraternity is looking forward to spending time mentoring students, and they lent their abundance of enthusiasm to greeting Huskies on their first day. Alongside roadways and in front of schools, student athletes from Christopher Newport University spent their morning cheering on students during the first day. Along Warwick Boulevard, CNU student athletes representing multiple sports teams held up signs reminding drivers to be on the lookout for students and buses on their way to and from school. And at a number of elementary schools, even more teams made time to greet students, welcoming them back for a wonderful year of learning. During winter break, schools and offices will be closed from Monday, December 20th through Friday, December 31st. Students and staff will return to learn on Monday, January 3rd. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of This Just In. And check out more fun and informative videos at nnpstv.com to see the many great things happening in Newport News Public Schools. Thanks for watching and have a happy new year.